Wonderful. Well, it's January 17th, 2025. Happy New Year. See what the angels have for us for, I was going to say this week or this month, but maybe it's just right now. I never know quite for sure. So this is Adria Estribou, and I'm a conscious channel for Angels Raphael and Ariel. And they'll let you know who's speaking. I'm going to turn it over to them now. This is Raphael, Angel Raphael. Good tidings for the new year. And it is a new year. new you, new year. Others have said something like this many times. But this year especially, you have shed so many layers of the past, like a lizard or a frog, shed old skins and come into now feeling perhaps a bit vulnerable, perhaps a bit rushed, and yet you have all this new alive sense, almost like spring, although for many of you it is winter tide right now. So honoring the new in you may feel a bit vulnerable, may feel a bit shy or scared, or very alive, like new baby skin is so sensitive, right? Which is both alive and also you want to treat yourself with care a little bit here. So you may be feeling like you have extra antenna, or even if it's in the ways that you customarily perceive and receive information, you may just feel a little bit oversensitized right now. You will get used to this. We don't say that your sensitivity will decrease, but that first spring shoot of growth, or baby skin, or the new snake or lizard skin underneath, it feels a bit tender and raw for just a moment, and then you notice, oh, it's more pliable, it's more fresh, more alive, I'm less calloused. So you may feel a bit less jaded, emotionally speaking as well, which can have benefits in terms of your willingness to see things in a more hopeful light, and can also feel a little bit sensitive, tender. So enjoying yourself in this tender mode. It won't last very long, but the sensitivity will endure. And what you have then in the metaphor of the new skin is more pliable, more relaxed, more agile, and more sensory perception open to you. So it's a lovely time, and also many of you may be feeling vulnerable and more alive and more afraid, and all of that is in keeping with emerging into newer forms of yourself. So it's, from angelic perspective, nothing is wrong here, and that's not what is provoking perhaps heightened sense of emotionally aware or sensitivity, or sense of loss, or I can't hold on. Yes, if it's the old skin you're talking about, it's not really going to do you any good to carry it around. And if you're a snake, you don't have arms to hold it anyway, right? So letting some old things go, which are obviously old, not connected to you anymore, and yet it just was connected just an hour ago. And so there can be a little bit of disorientation as well. This way I had thought of myself being more calloused or less free, that was just me an hour ago, but now it's over there. It somehow has been discarded. So you're going to find the outmoded ways of being, particularly we're talking about being, outmoded ways of being are discarded and left behind. And so in the transition interim time here, you may feel a little bit raw, not dull, but raw, which feels a little bit like overly sensitive or something like this, right? So nothing's wrong from angelic perspective. Yes, you may have life circumstance which feels that way right now, But if you really tune in, where is this sense of emotionality coming from? It is most often, most likely right now, coming from this sense of almost overly alive, which you will grow into, get used to very quickly here, as do all creatures who have new skin. Baby coming out into the world from the mother's womb, the human mother's womb, it's quite a sense of alive and odd and sensitive to have air on the skin, right? Very different. So you're in a mode like that where suddenly you're getting impulses, inputs you may not even understand just yet, or certainly just may feel overwhelming. So allowing that to be the case without needing to solve it, you're going to quickly become accustomed and enjoy your new resiliency. This year, this coming year, is perhaps not for each and every one of you personally, but we would say for the collective of humankind, so important for your growth and learning, in the sense that from the overview, looking outside, from the angelic perspective, looking at humankind, this is the year when so many of you recognize who you are, what you are, how powerful you are, and live in a more empowered circumstance in your lives and in terms of society. So this does have something to do with political change, but more to do with the spirit of the thing, the spirit behind it. So what allows you to feel empowered and ready to feel I can stand or sit in my own throne, so to speak. I am the one who is empowered here to take action, to be beneficent to others, to be a leader, to be kind, to be collaborative. Many, many people, whether or not they identify themselves as spiritual beings, or that that's an interest in this life for them, if they do believe at all in other lives, put that question aside for a moment, but still, if they don't see themselves as of spirit or interested in that kind of thing, there's still this sense of, oh, I'm important, I'm alive, I matter here, I have skills to contribute, I have ears to listen with, I'm ready to collaborate, I'm ready to learn. All over the planet, there's an amazing swell this year of the empowered human. And no one grants you this power. You know, it's yours. You've had it all along, and yet suddenly it becomes more apparent. Oh, I'm this empowered being, and I can do something about this. Or I already am what I wish to be. I don't have to wait for anyone's permission to be that. So many changes for society globally, and for you personally. That's where the rubber hits the road in a way that will be meaningful for your life. For some of you, that's narrowly focused on relationship. For some, a more outward focus on societal learning. And for some, about bank account or singing career. You know, wherever you explore life through those lenses and those pathways you're walking, you're going to feel this sense of, I'm empowered to be who I already am without waiting for permission from anyone else, or to take action to collaboratively help others or create the world you want to see. So we see a groundswell of this positive empowerment in this year. So right now it's a bit tender, but part of that is because you're beginning to recognize how much you do feel, how much you do know, and how much is yours to perceive without waiting for someone else to tell you this is how it is. So when you're not waiting for someone else to tell you this is how it is, you're much less vulnerable to shenanigans, attacks of all kinds, because you can see for yourself that is what's going on, or that is not what's going on, despite how much you tell me that, right? Could be innocent things. You know, at some point, a child is ready to learn about Santa Claus in a new way. And you may be willing to learn about some fictions, whether they were kindly meant or not, and see the truth of some ways of being in society and some ways of being in your energetic field that you're just ready to grow up into. That's what we see for humankind. So, a beautiful, beautiful year of knowing who you are and acting collaboratively for how you want to see the world and not how anyone else tells you it has to be. This is Adria, short and sweet today. So they do want me to end the angels, and so we're not going to take questions today. However, I think in the last week and a half, started a Ask a Question section on the same YouTube channel. So if you do have a question, feel free to type it in any of those YouTube videos in the comments. And once or twice a week, I sit with the angels to answer those questions. So you may see it pop up in a video answer. And we'll be back for Angel Update next month. And of course, you're always welcome to join the Friday classes as well, which are guided meditations and exercises around the monthly theme. Thank you all for your beautiful selves and the light you bring to the world.